Welcome to Unit 6. This comes from your book, 6.1. It is called the polygon angle something. So what does that mean? Well, that means we're going to add up all the angles inside of a polygon. So when we see this is a three-sided figure. I'm going to label it a triangle ABC. I'm going to start at A, and I'm going to draw a diagonal. Oh, I can't draw a diagonal. There aren't any. But I do know that x plus x plus x is equal to 180. So all the angles inside of a triangle add up to 180. All right, let's look at the next figure. Let's just say all the angles are the same. I'm going to start here. I'm going to call this figure A, B, C, D. I'm going to start at A, and I'm going to draw some diagonals. I definitely cannot draw it to B, but I can go to C and D. So here I see what? I see two triangles. Here I notice that all triangles add up to 180, so these angles add up to 180, these angles add up to 180, so guess what? A four-sided figure totals 360 degrees. All right, this is a five-sided figure, and let's call it A, B, C, D, E. Now I am going to start at A, and I am going to start at A and go to every point here. When I did that, I noticed I have three triangles, 180, 180, 180. 180, 180, 180 sums up to 450 degrees. So I believe there's a pattern here, and if we look hard enough, we're going to be able to find it, because who has time to draw all of these triangles all the time? So this is what we do. All right, let's take a look at it here. It says interior angles of polygons. Where did poly go? Oh, I don't know. Well, this is a five-sided figure. It's called a pentagon. Five sides. The question is, how many sides? How many triangles do we see? Three. How many sides does a hexagon have? Six. How many triangles? Four. This is a heptagon. Seven sides, five triangles. Okay, here we go. Here it says interior angles. Oh my goodness, not one, but it's plural. It says interior angles. The formula that you have to memorize for interior angles is n minus 2 times 180. Well, let's check it out with a triangle. With the triangle, n represents the sides of the polygon. And in this case, n is equal to 3. So if we take 3 and plug it into the formula, 3 minus 2 times 180, we get 1 times 180. So the angles inside of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Okay, we're going to take a look at 3 vocabulary words. The first vocabulary word is equilateral. If something is equilateral, it means that all sides are congruent. Okay. Let's look at our next vocabulary word, one that we've seen before. It is called equiangular. If something is equiangular, what does that mean? It means all angles are congruent. Last but not least, our most popular vocabulary word is going to be called regular. Okay? Now, regular is a combination of equilateral and equiangular. If you notice, you'll see all sides are congruent and all angles are congruent. So look for that word regular. All right, let's hit some practice problems. We always read our directions. What is the sum of the exterior angles of a hexagon? How many sides does a hexagon have? 6 sides. Because it's asking me for the sum, I need to write down my sum formula, which is n minus 2 times 180. I place n with 6 and say 6 minus 2 times 180. And then this is 4 times 180. And this equals 720 degrees. So the sum of the interior angles of a hexagon total 720 degrees. Okay, my next question, I always make sure I read my directions very carefully. It says, what is the measure of, oh my goodness, one interior angle of a regular, and here is hexagon, I would write a note, 6 sides. Well, wait a minute. What I think about is, what do I know? Well, I know I can figure out the angles of all of them, which is n minus 2 times 180, which 6 minus 2 times 180, which is 4 times 180, which is 720. Isn't that lovely? That's the same one as the one we just did. But this is all of them. What do you suggest I do just to find one angle? Well, how many angles are there? This should be divided by the number of sides. And in our case, 720 should be divided by 6. So that gives us 120 degrees. So each angle in this figure is 120 degrees. And what we did was we used our problem solving skills. Make sure we understood the directions. And if we can do that, we can figure out lots of stuff. Let's keep practicing. Okay, this one says, find the missing angle. Okay, so that will be this one. First of all, when I look at this, I do see a polygon. What do I know about polygons? Well, I know that I can find the sum of all the angles. Excuse me, interior angles. That will be found by my famous formula, the quantity n minus 2 times 180. That'll give me all the angles. So that's always your first step. Find out what n is. Once I plugged in my n, I get 3 times 180 is 540. So what I know is that all the angles inside of this figure should all total 540. How do I put that into a mathematical equation? Well, you guessed it. Okay, so I set this up and I say 91 plus 156 plus 78 plus 94 plus x is equal to 540. 419 plus x equals 540. Subtract 419 from both sides and we find out the missing angle is 121 degrees. Looks like it's obtuse to me. Okay, let's see what this one says. Solve for x. Well, x I could see is an interior angle. So what comes to mind is my n minus 2 times 180. So I plug that in and I get 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 times 180 totals 540. So what I do know about this figure is that all the angles should add up to 540. All right. The question is, they only gave me one angle. And the one angle that they gave me is 2x plus 8. But, this goes back to a regular figure. I see that all sides are congruent. Therefore, all angles are congruent. So each angle is 2x plus 8. So I could write, actually, if each angle is 2x plus 8, then this will represent one angle, 2x plus 8, another one, 2x plus 8, another one, 2x plus 8, another one, 2x plus 8, and another one, 2x plus 8, since it's 5 angles. Or I could write there are 5 angles that are 2x plus 8. And they all should total 540. 10x plus 40 is equal to 540. 10x is equal to 500 and x is equal to 50. If I want to check that, I could come back over here and say 2 times 50 plus 8. Each angle is 180. So this angle is 108, this angle is 108, and so forth and so forth. So forth and so on. This concludes the video on 6.1.